Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hello world, I'm Maurizio Maniac, and this is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. Your daily dose of geek news, gadget views, and answers that you can use.
Like an answer to the question, does Chris blend in with his curtains? Kinda, but not really. I know, you came here to look at new gadgets, and that's okay, I don't mean to disappoint. In fact, I have a 50% discount on Modify watches at deals.lockergnome.com. I highlighted the Modify watches in a Locker Gnome Daily Report a few weeks ago. Go ahead, try to find it. That's the problem, I produce too much content. Do you guys think that I do too much? I do enough to drive me to drink. But I sip stouts responsibly. This one was imported from Australia. And let me tell you, you can keep it down there. Really. That wasn't enough for you? You need more gadgets? Let's see here. What else do I have? Oh! How about my new iRobot? It doesn't suck because it sucks. And that's the problem with a lot of vacuums. They take too much work. A robot vacuum? You just press a button. I already posted a video featuring this little guy and his brother, or sister, I don't know, do robots really have siblings? Cousins, I think, because they don't look alike. Well, anyway, take a look. It's the iRobot Roomba plus the Looj. That wasn't the Looj, but if you want to see both of them, you have to watch the video that I've already uploaded to this channel. Did that sound just a little too demanding? I didn't mean to come across that way. I'm just saying that. I've already done the video for you to watch. In fact, I know at least 630 of you watched it because you liked it. And you know what else you seem to like? The live TLDRs I'm starting to do on Friday. I can't believe how many of you have actually really genuinely appreciated the effort. So I'll continue to do live TLDRs every Friday, with or without my bobblehead. I said bobblehead, not bubblehead. And I definitely wasn't referring to this head, which is just a bit creepy right now. How did I do that? Honestly, I can't remember. I do recall that some company made this for me a long time ago, and it's just a little creepy. Not to jump back to an earlier topic, but on Friday, live during TLDR, I unboxed one Airport Extreme. I set up two in this house, replacing another Airport Extreme. This one, which I now need to sell. It's a previous gen Airport Extreme. Nothing wrong with it at all. Although I have to tell you, I've already sold my Airport Express, so you can't make a bid on that. In setting up the two new Airport Extremes in this house, I have noticed that in the same spots where I would be lucky to get 20 megabits per second down, I'm now pushing between 30 and 40 megabits per second down. Which is to say, the upgrade was a huge win for me. But it certainly does not imply that the previous generation Airport Extreme is bad. It's just that my house and my configuration seems to work better with the newer Airport Extremes. You want it? Make a bid. Serious offers only. Chris@Pirillo.com. And if you want, I'll autograph it. Although I should let you know that if I happen to sign it, it is worth less. Not worthless, just worth less. See how I defiled this pink sticky? Nobody would ever want it. If you're an IT professional planning on being one, or if you know of one, you may want to let people know about how to pass an IT audit. It's a complimentary guide that we're making available to you now. The link is in this video's description, as well as other cool links you may want to tap or click on, depending on how you're viewing those links. On mobile, on the desktop, that might make a good poll question for tomorrow. You can participate in the latest poll by downloading the free Locker Gnome app available for both iOS and Android. The last question we asked was, would you buy an Android game console? And it seems that most respondents said no, and a few others said maybe. Very few at all said yes. There's always the possibility that Android game consoles will improve over time, but that's quite a gamble, even for $99. Now that I think about it, wow, what was I thinking? And I have no problem with Android whatsoever. Well, kinda. Y'all know I love my Nexus 4, but have many issues with the HTC One. Still, I don't know if I can blame Android for that. It's mostly hardware in relation to software and Android jank that I experience on the One that makes me so disappointed. Or worse yet, pass judgment on you because you believe something that I don't believe in. One thing I can tell you I do believe in, and that's reputation management. I've been online for quite a while and have done quite a few things. And there are a few things that I've put out there online that I'm very proud of, and other things that people seem to want to dig up over and over again. Shame on you. If you've been looking for a good online reputation management tool, you may want to check out brand.com. We were lucky enough to score an interview with brand.com managers and posted that interview on lockergnome.com. Oh, and speaking of interviews, I did my interview with the community, or at least the ombudsman for the community in this case, in conjunction with the webcam giveaway we did with Citrix. That interview, with questions asked by you, will be posted this July 4th, which is Independence Day in America, and I figured, well, why not have fun on July 4th and celebrate our independence together? And even if you don't live in America and don't celebrate our Independence Day, just understand that freedom's a good thing. And as many of you saw from the vlogs I posted while I was in London, we have no hard feelings. I like England. It's kind of weird to think that at one point we were enemies. I really can't imagine feeling like an enemy against an entire country. But, you know, if we're all about freedom, well, what's the hate? Like the freedom to easily build iOS games from scratch, and if you want to save 84% on that tutorial, well, I can save you money at deals.lockergnome.com. Don't forget to export your Google Reader data today, because it's DOA. Did y'all use Google Reader while you had a chance? And if you did, or maybe you didn't, are you using any kind of news reader today that allows you to import your RSS subscriptions? Maybe that'll be a good poll question for today. Do y'all use a dedicated RSS-enabled newsreader? Hey, I don't care how you see or where you see the stuff that we do for you, so long as you see it. Apple has applied for iWatch trademark in Japan. Wow, they may be getting serious about that thing. If I had to guess, I would say that the announcement would come in line with the new iPhone announcement, the new iPad announcement, and whatever else is coming with the pending release of iOS 7 and OS X Mavericks. Whoa, a Firefox phone will be available for purchase tomorrow for less than $100. If you use and love Firefox on the desktop, good for you. I don't know if you're really going to be that willing to jump into a new mobile platform, even if it is based on Firefox. I'd like to get my hands on one, but in terms of switching outright, probably not. Our question of the day is brought to you by Audible. Go.tagjag.com/audible. The link is in this video's description. If you would rather listen to your books instead of reading them, well, Audible has over 100,000 available right now. This question was asked by Heather Capagely on lockergnome.net. Should I upgrade to Windows 8.1 or just downgrade to Windows 7? She notes, I have Windows 8 for the most part on my touchscreen desktop. However, I don't like it so much on my laptop, and I find myself in desktop mode all the time. Should I make the downgrade? It seems that a few in our community are suggesting that Heather downgrade to Windows 7. One person actually wrote upgrade. So I really don't care which way you go. The way that I look at it is Microsoft is listening to user feedback, and in my very brief experience with Windows 8.1, I found it to be slightly better than Windows 8. If you can't get over that hump of it being optimized for a touchscreen, you are probably going to be happier with Windows 7. And let's face it, if you don't touch your computer screen, Windows 7 is going to be just fine. There are not a lot of apps available for the modern experience. It's a little more cut and dry if you have a newer piece of equipment like a Surface PC. I would say stick with Windows 8 and upgrade to Windows 8.1. But if that notebook computer, that portable computer, laptop, whatever you want to call it, was running Windows 7 just fine and you upgraded to Windows 8, well, why did you upgrade? She finds herself in desktop mode all the time anyway. Well, what's the point of having Windows 8 in desktop mode? Then again, I think that's the whole problem that Microsoft has been trying to address with Windows 8 and now 8.1. They're trying to move everybody along. It's just that they decided to bifurcate the UX in a single OS. If it were me, and it's definitely not me, and I was Microsoft, and I'm definitely not Microsoft, I would create two versions of Windows. One optimized for touchscreens, and the other one optimized for non-touchscreens. Sometimes one size doesn't fit all. Otherwise, why would people be asking this question? And it's a valid question. If all you do is use the desktop right now, even on a touchscreen computer, why would you want to use Windows 8 over, say, Windows 7? Other than, maybe not having access to the latest version of Windows. I had few problems with Windows 7. It was what it is, or was. I do have a problem with Windows 8, and I'm apparently not the only one. It's not because the hardware can't handle it, it's the mind trip that you have to go through. Someone's asking what they should do. That's telling. If users want to be on the desktop, why not optimize the entire experience for the desktop? This is one area in which I think Apple got it right. Create iOS for mobile computing experiences and keep OS X rolling along for classic usability paradigms. Ultimately, you have to look at your own use cases. You have to think about what you like, not just taking my advice into consideration. If all your time is spent on the desktop, then I would say your entire experience should be focused on the desktop, in which case Windows 7 may make you happier, and that's kind of what it's all about. You have to be happy. So what do you say? Windows 8.1 or the classic Windows 7 for desktop optimization? Let me know what you think. And no matter how you respond, thanks again for appreciating everything we're doing for you every day in this very channel and beyond. Whether you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LockerGnome.com, who knows? I don't want to stop you. Don't feel like you just have to cut yourself off from Chris Pirillo on one network or another. I'm everywhere! And I hope that that's okay. But if you made it this deep into the video, I'm assuming that's okay. We'll see you later.